Hello, my name is Jack Northcutt with team number 10, Project 19, the Solar System Designer. First, we're going to dive right into our Taiga. We're currently now on Sprint 9, which we just started this week, Thursday, I think. And this was basically our first review of our current status of the project with the sponsor since he left on his trip to China. And so he just came back and reviewed our last Sprint 8, along with everything we've done previous this last month, and was able to give us a good detail on how our project's doing and where we need to go. And so far, the sponsor said he was happy with the progress he was seeing on our project, which in Sprint 8, we fixed a lot of UI issues, some gravity buttons, like speed and removing bodies, seeing body information, and then a lot of like little UX user experience stuff, such as just making the screen sizes better, more clear, um, having more uniform bodies and such. And we had a lot of those kind of little tasks just to fix the user experience a little bit. And then, of course, we have our physics, which continually updating the physics, trying to get it as realistic as possible. And so this involves somehow creating an initial velocity calculation and such. And then from that, the sponsor had some pointers, and we used that to create our next user stories, which were just mainly user experience design, which like how a user would feel more comfortable running a simulation. So it was issues like that. So this sprint we're going to be fixing all that. So I'm going to show you more Sprint 8 since this is what we just completed. And I'll show you that in our, let me pull up Unity here. So some new features we added. One you can see here, we got this little bar down here. And what this bar down the bottom is going to do is you can actually kind of speed up and slow down the rotation. And right now it looks as if it's just on a rotation script, but it's actually using physics to calculate this rotation around, not the actual spin on the axis, but the planet orbiting the sun is actually based on physics. And we can speed it up and slow it back down. Another option thing we added now too is we can also say we wanted to add a new body. I can give it a mass of 20 Earths. This menu is something our sponsor wanted us to clean up. He wanted us to take out the ability to enter any velocity, and he wanted it to be more clear, like what they are entering in. Object mass, is that kilograms or what? So this next sprint we're fixing that up, and same goes for position, but it is object mass in size of Earths, and object radius should be in size of Earths, and the position should be in AU, which it is. It just doesn't display that for the user to understand. So we could enter, I'm just going to say 7 AU to get it out there. I'll give it a radius of 1. It's still going to have just a skin of a sun, but we haven't worried about that part too much since it's not crucial just yet. But we can enter this into the simulation and go ahead and run it here. And you can see we got things, got another planet now. We can add a planet. Physics actually being applied to the planet, and we can add it to orbit around this sun. And now it looks like it's the same size because I gave it a bigger radius than I thought, but all the calculations are done off of mass, which is only 20. 20 Earths, which seems large, but the sun is 1.3 million Earths. So yeah, that's why they're still orbiting the sun here. So yeah, you can see some menu fixes. This bar we added a lot of different features, preferences, menu. We kind of cleaned up everything to make it nicer than it was previously. Um, and yeah, so that's what we got going so far. So the sponsor said he was happy with the progress, but there's definitely some UX things we need to fix up for him on these closing weeks of the project. But so far, I think we met our sprint goal. Our sprint goal was to have a working physics engine that the sponsor can see by the time he got back from his trip, and we were able to deliver that. So we were happy about that, and we think he was too. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you next time.